So, welcome to today's chair yoga. We'll go ahead and settle in our seated mountain pose. So, taking some time to get set up here, grounding through the feet. Feet are about hip distance apart. Strong through the legs. Spine is lengthened, core is gently engaged. Shoulders drop away from the ears. And then maybe letting your gaze either soften or close your eyes if that's comfortable. And we'll take just a couple of minutes to settle in before we get started. So with the eyes closed or the gaze softened, just bringing the attention gently to the breath. Letting go of everything that's happened so far today and everything that's going to happen later. And using the breath to ground us, root us here in the present. And doing a quick scan of the body, starting at the crown of your head, moving down through the neck and shoulders, to the arms and the hands and fingers, down the spine, the core of the body, through the hips, the thighs, knees, lower legs and feet. And just noticing any sensations that are present for you today. Any areas of discomfort or tightness, and in the colder weather, there may be more of those than usual. We're not trying to change anything, we're just observing what is. And as you move through today's practice, remain mindful of these areas of sensation, letting your body be your guide. We don't ever want to push ourselves to a point of pain in yoga. So if anything doesn't feel right, just take a modification or simply sit and focus on your breath. We'll do a little breathing exercise. We'll inhale normally through the nose, and on the exhale, we'll just hum. So letting the lips vibrate and humming until you run out of breath, until all the air has left. So I'll demonstrate and you can follow along. Just taking an inhale in through the nose. And continuing like that, inhaling through the nose, and then as you exhale, humming out. And breathing this way allows us to extend the exhale, helps calm the central nervous system, slow down the heart rate. We'll do a few more rounds of those. And letting go of that practice, noticing maybe the vibrations that you feel inside your mouth, maybe in your head. And just take a few normal breaths. And on your next exhale, bringing the palms to rest in front of your heart, or one palm over top of the other over your heart. And maybe taking a moment to set an intention for your yoga practice today. Something to focus on, to try to cultivate. And when you're ready, releasing the hands to rest in your lap. And then gently letting the eyes come back open, noticing the space around you. We're going to switch things up a little bit today. We'll still get in our head to toe practice, but just a little bit different order. So we'll start with the shoulders today. So just gently beginning to roll the shoulders backwards. Taking it slow and feeling every little snap, crackle, and pop. Maybe using the breath to guide your movement. And switching directions, rolling the shoulders forwards this time. And letting go of the movement. And we'll take some movements of our jaw and the muscles of our face. So maybe making a circular motion with your jaw, just loosening things up. You letting your mouth hang open. And then on your next inhale, contracting all the muscles of your face and drawing the elbows towards the ears. And then exhale, sighing it out, relaxing everything. Do that 2 more times. So contracting as you inhale. And relaxing. You sigh out on the exhale. And once more. Letting the arms come down by your sides. I'm flipping the palms forward. We'll inhale, lifting the arms up maybe about halfway. And then exhale, flipping the palms and bringing them back down. And now we'll come out to the sides. So flipping the palms out, arms lift about halfway out to the sides. Palms flip. arms come down. And so we'll flow back and forth with that movement. And we all have different bodies, different breaths. So move with your breath. That might not be the same as mine or the same as anyone else's in the group. And that's okay. And if you'd like to play with the range of motion in your arms, you can lift the arms as high as you want. And letting them fall back down on the exhale. And same to the sides. You want to lift them a little higher. And now maybe taking the head with the arms. So as you inhale and lift the arms, lifting the gaze upwards on the inhale. And then on the exhale, drawing the chin down towards the chest. And we'll take a few flows like this. Just gently engaging the neck if it feels comfortable. Everything is an option, so it's just about finding your option. And that can change day to day, week to week, even minute to minute sometimes. So we'll do this just once more. Forwards and then once more to the side. And letting the chin drop towards the chest, we'll just gently roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. Being careful of your neck. And if it's available to you, you can do a full rotation. If not, just keep going shoulder to shoulder. And if you did do the full rotation in one direction, maybe going back in the other direction. And then when you're ready, letting the head return to a neutral position. We'll bring the hands to the hips now. And just take a moment to feel a sense of grounding. Grounding into the chair with your hips, the backs of your legs. And then feeling the feet grounded firmly in the floor beneath you. And now bringing your left hand to your right knee, we'll come into a seated twist. So just using that hand on the knee to guide yourself gently into the twist, breathing here. And to get a little bit more motion in our neck, if it feels good, maybe shifting the gaze from shoulder to shoulder, moving with your breath. So the body's staying in the twist, just the head and neck that are moving. And when you're ready, releasing the arm, coming back through center, and we'll switch sides. So bringing the other hand to the hip, right hand to left knee and then twisting to the left. And again, if it feels good, maybe taking that motion with the head and neck, looking from one shoulder to the other, keeping the spine nice and lengthened, core is engaged, giving support to your body. And then releasing, coming back to center. We'll do another arm practice, linking our breath with movement. And we've done this before. It's kind of a Tai Chi arm movement. So bringing the hands down by your sides once again. We'll inhale, the arms sweeping up about halfway. And as you exhale, making a fist with the hands and pulling the arms towards your body, bending at the elbows. And then the next time you inhale, flexing the wrists, spreading the fingers, pushing the arms out. And then exhale, arms fall back down by your sides. We'll do that again, moving as always with your own breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, making fists, bending at the elbows, pulling the arms towards your body. Inhale, flexing the wrists, pushing the hands out. And exhale, arms coming down to the sides. And so you can make this really a flowing movement with the breath. So each movement flows into the other. And stretching out the fingers as you push the hands forward. So we'll do this once more all the way through. And when your arms come to rest down by your sides, we'll clasp the hands and continue working on the wrists. So just rolling the wrists in any motion that feels good for you. So it might be more of like a figure eight or maybe circles one direction than the other. And letting go of that, just opening and closing the hands, stretching the fingers again. And maybe just giving your hands a little shake. Getting the blood flowing, firing up that circulation. And then letting the hands rest back on the thighs in seated mountain. We'll scoot forward a little in the chair and do our cat and cow. So on your next exhale, the hands slide towards the knees and the spine rounds towards the back of the chair like a cat. And then as you inhale, the hands slide back towards the body, spine arches, gaze slightly lifts. And then we flow back and forth. And we'll do that once more, cat and cow. And returning back to a neutral spine. So now bringing the hands either to the hips or grabbing the sides of the chair for support, whichever feels best. We'll move down into the legs. So we'll start with the right leg. We'll just extend and then bend the leg. And if you want to engage the abs a little bit more, you can add a little lift of the knee when it bends in. And then next time you extend the leg, holding here, and we'll point and flex the right foot. Just a few times. And then we'll bend the foot out and in. So just turning the foot out and in. You can feel the movement in your hips when you do that as well. And then maybe rolling the ankle out. And I should have mentioned, you can also do this if it's not comfortable to hold the leg up. You can definitely keep the foot, the heel resting on the floor. And rolling back in the other direction. And then keeping that leg extended. Now extending the right arm out in front. And maybe bringing the left arm to join it. So really firing up through the core of your body. I did this with Sharon the other day and really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a modified chair pose in the chair. And then gently releasing the right leg. And so now heel toeing that right foot, the same foot that we've been using, out. So it's turned out just a little bit. We'll come up onto the ball of the right foot and then just let the knee drop in and out. And loosening up in the hip area. And then releasing and bringing the foot back in about hip distance apart. And we'll switch to the left side now. Again, hands are on the hips or on the chair, whichever feels better. Then we'll just extend and bend the left leg. And again, taking a little lift as you bend if it feels okay. Keeping the spine nice and lengthened, and again, engaging the core gently. And extending the leg and holding, and we'll point and flex the feet. And again, letting the leg drop down lower or even touching the floor if it's not comfortable to hold it up like this. And then turning the foot in and out. And then rolling the ankle in one direction. In the other direction. And then extending the leg once again, and then maybe extending the left arm and maybe the right arm in this nice strong chair pose. And don't forget to breathe when you're holding here. Always want to be breathing. And then releasing back down to the mat. And now we'll heel toe the left foot slightly wider than the chair. Coming up onto the ball of the foot, and then letting the left knee just drop in and come back out. And then releasing, walking the foot back in. And now we'll walk both feet out, just so again, as wide as is comfortable, but maybe about the width of the chair, a little wider. The ankles stacked under the knees. And we'll just do a nice half forward fold. So taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, hinging from the hips, coming down onto the forearms onto thighs. And then bringing the tips of the fingers to touch. Feeling the flow of energy and life force from one side of the body to the other. And bringing your attention to your lower back. Maybe noticing that this position creates some space in that area. And with each inhale, breathing in, creating that space. And as you exhale, relaxing any areas of sensation or tension. And when you're ready, rising back up to center, gently using the hands to help you come back up. And we'll walk the feet back in, resetting in our seated mountain. And we'll do a little half sun salutation flow. And once again, like we did before, you can play with the range of motion on this. So when the arms sweep up, you can sweep them however high they go. And then just bring the hands to heart center. So we'll go through that once all together. But just a reminder that you don't have to sweep them all the way up to the top if that's not comfortable for you. So taking a deep inhale here. On your next exhale, bringing your hands to rest in front of your heart. And on your next inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sides, coming as high as you want, maybe meeting overhead. And as you exhale, swan diving forward, either to a half forward fold or folding all the way down over the legs. Inhale, we'll rise back up to seated using our core strength. Arms sweeping back up, maybe coming above the head. And exhale, bringing the palms back to heart center. So we'll do that a couple more times through, just moving with the rhythm of our own breath. So inhaling, feeling that openness. Exhale, folding forward, either halfway or maybe all the way down. Inhale, rising back up, arms sweep back up. And exhale, palms meeting in front of the heart. We'll keep going, flowing right into the next one. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising back up. And exhale, hands coming back to the heart. And just taking a breath here to feel the benefits of that short little flow practice. It can be very energizing, firing up the lymphatic system. And one more big inhale here. And exhale, releasing the arms back down to your thighs. So we'll come now into our Warrior Two. And as a reminder, if the legs aren't feeling right for you today, you can just stay seated and do the arm movements with us. So step one is to turn the right foot out. So right toes are pointing to the right side. And if this feels like a good place for you to stay, you can stay right here. Or if you'd like a little bit more, you can extend the left leg out behind you. So it's kind of resting on the front of the chair. And then the left toes are slightly turned in. So we're getting a nice stretch across the inner thighs. And hands can either be on your hips. It's a good way to square the hips towards the front. Or you can come into Warrior Two arms, so extending the right arm out in front and the left arm behind. And we'll just do a little flow with the arms while we're here. So flipping the palms, inhaling the arms up, again, however high you want to go. And then exhale, flipping the palms again. Arms come back down. And the gaze is over the front arm. And maybe you even follow that front hand with your gaze. And really root into the present moment. Lift the arms once more, and then come to hold for a few breaths in Warrior Two. Right arm extended to the front, left arm behind. And now bringing the left hand to the hip and the back arm to the hip. We'll flip the front palm and then reverse our warrior. So bending that arm up over the head. And if that's not altogether comfortable, you can just do more of like a wing with the hand and just gently bending. So this is a side bend. If you're seated facing forward, you can just do a side bend right to the side. And we'll do a little flow in and out from here as well. So taking an inhale here and exhale, letting the arm come back down into the Warrior Two position. And inhaling, bending the arm, reversing the warrior, and flowing back and forth just a few times on your own breath. And stretching the side body, creating some openness. And once more, reverse warrior. And then coming back through Warrior Two and releasing that arm. And releasing the legs, coming back to center. And we'll do just a few hip circles before we move to the other side. So it's just shifting the weight around. And then going back in the other direction. And then releasing from there, and we'll move into Warrior Two on the other side. So this time turning the left knee out, left toes turned out. And then finding your options, and maybe sending that right leg out behind you, toes slightly turned in. Maybe noticing if one side is looser or tighter than the other. And then bringing the hands to the hips to square your hips towards the front. And then if it feels good, extending the left arm in front and the right arm behind. Gazing out over the front arm. And we'll do that short flow with the arms. So inhaling, lifting the arms, and exhale, letting them come back halfway down. And maybe following that front hand with your gaze. We'll do that once more. And then returning to our Warrior Two arms. Bringing that back arm to the hip. And we'll flip the front palm and we'll flow in and out of that reverse warrior. So inhaling, bending to the side. And exhale, bringing the arm back. halfway, and flowing with your breath, feeling that powerful stretch, the inner thighs in this position. And once more, bending into that reverse warrior. And then as you exhale, releasing the arm down. And releasing the legs, making your way back to seated mountain. And we'll take just a couple of cat-cows here to reset. So exhaling, rounding the spine towards the back of the chair. And then inhaling, arching the spine towards the front. Just moving through that a few times on your own. And then coming back to seated mountain when you're ready. And we'll come into our eagle now. So we'll cross the right leg over the left, or you can cross at the ankles as well, whichever is more comfortable. And then letting the arms come out wide, and then crossing the right arm under the left, giving yourself a bear hug. And breathing into that space that's created in the upper back, and the space between your shoulders. And if you'd like to come into eagle arms, that's an option. So working the palms towards each other. This is a position that's challenging for me. So I prefer the bear hug, but find the option that's right for you. And now releasing the arms. And we'll bring the left arm to the right knee and take a little twist. So again, lengthening through the spine, engaging the core. And releasing back to center. And so we'll switch legs. So crossing the left leg over the right leg this time. And then bringing the arms out wide. And crossing the left arm under the right. And finding eagle arms if that's your option today. Or just breathing here, again, feeling openness in the upper back. And now releasing the arms down by your side, and we'll put the right arm to the left knee and twist to the left this time. And releasing, coming back to center, uncrossing the leg. Now clasping the hands behind you, just taking a nice little arch of the spine. So I'll turn around so you can see my arms. Just opening up in the chest, taking a few breaths here. And on your next exhale, releasing. And now I invite you to take any last movements that feel good. And I have a little mountain meditation for you today. I finally think I allowed enough time for it. So we'll take just a minute to get settled. So finding a comfortable position. I recommend being in the chair since this will be a mountain meditation. It's just a position that'll be comfortable for you. Sit back for the next few moments. Maybe letting the gaze soften, letting the eyes close. Bringing the focus inwards. Noticing and observing the breath just as it is. Each inhale and exhale, announcing the next. Noticing any sensations once again present in your body. Maybe noticing if things have changed since when we began. Notice the areas where your body comes into contact with the surface beneath you. Your feet on the floor, legs back on the chair. Completely supported. And as you sit, bring into your mind a grand mountain. Maybe it's a mountain that you've seen before. Maybe it's a mountain that you imagine. Its peaks piercing the clouds above. Slopes that are jagged and gentle. Supported by a strong foundation. Rooted deep in the bedrock of the earth. A monument to all that is solid, grand, unmoving, and beautiful. Are there trees on your mountain? Maybe snow blanketing the top. Maybe waterfalls cascading into the open sky. Whatever it is, let it be just as it is, perfect creation. Grounded in your posture, take on the stability of the mountain as your own. From the crown of your head, down your neck, to your shoulders like the cliffs, descending down into your arms and forearms. and coming to rest in the valley of your hand. Be this mountain and share in its stillness. Your feet, legs, and hips forming the base of the mountain, solid beneath you. A firm foundation extending up your spine and abdomen, forming a core of stability. The rhythm of your breath is all that moves you. A living mountain, alive and aware, yet unwavering in its inner stillness. A mountain witnesses night follow day and back again, casting light and shadows, colors. Moment by moment, in the mountain's stillness, the surface teems with life and activity. Through it all, the mountain sits, aware of the changes that each moment brings around it and to it. Still, as the seasons flow one into the other, and the air swirls from hot and cold, the weather turns from tame to turbulent. And none of this concerns the mountain, whose serenity is housed within. And just like the mountain, you'll experience the changing nature of your mind and body, and of the world around you. You'll have periods varying in intensity, of darkness and of light, of activity and inactivity. Moments that fill your life with vibrant color. Through all these changes, be the mountain. Call on its patient strength and stability within yourself. Let it empower you to conquer each moment with mindful composure and compassionate clarity. Gently letting go of this visualization. Beginning to broaden your awareness. Maybe making small movements with your fingers and toes. Maybe taking a big stretch. And when you're ready, bringing your palms together once again in front of your heart. And take a moment to bring your intention back to mind, reflecting on what it's meant to you today. Give yourself thanks for coming to your chair today and taking this time for mindful self-care. And give thanks to your body for supporting you. And maybe sending out some thoughts of loving kindness to everyone in this group doing this practice today. I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste.